Hello friends, we have come to the end of discourse by Francis Bacon. I think that these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 as such we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, no, yeah, like that. We find that these are golden rules. Not even a single one is without relevance. Each and every observation given by Francis Bacon in this of discourse are very, very relevant. Now we come to the end of it. Sentence 22, discretion of speech is more than eloquence. So in the last class we said, if you don't use your discretion, you will offend people. That's the thing. It will be offense. And such thing happened in that Lord's house, they will say. So discretion of speech is more than eloquence. So what is important is that you should know the difference between saltness and bitterness. See, you should speak according to the context. Don't forget the context. Propriety is very important. You may be making a great speech, but suppose it is not according to the propriety, rules of propriety, then what did they use? That is the thing. Discretion of speech is more than eloquence. And speak agreeably to him with whom we deal. That's another thing. And not only public speaking, but when you speak to your friend or anybody, for example, you should not offend that person. Agreeably to him. That is, even if you may have to agree something that you don't, means agree to disagree. That's it. Something that you don't like, you pretend that you agree. You support him. It's more than to speak in good words or in good order. So speak agreeably, friendly. Your conversation with your friends will be in good sense, friendly. That's better than speaking, say, using big words or good words or in good order. Say, it's a poetic language or dramatic language. See, not that. Good order, good style. So most important thing about speaking is public speaking or private speaking. It is discretion. See that. So you come across a person, he has some bereavement, somebody died. So you ask him, hello, what happened? You look very tired and you are very sad. Oh, it's a bad thing. My close friend died yesterday. Then you say, oh, what is that? Everybody dies. If you say like that, then what? If he is a healthy person, he will lift his right hand or left hand and give you one. So that is, should speak agreeably. That's the thing. Then 23. A good continued speech without a good speech of interlocutions shows slowness. Suppose a person is speaking. I continues to speak. No interlocution. Interlocution means nobody is asking a question between. Then this slowness. That means dull. He is speaking, other people will be looking here. They are not interested. And a good reply or second speech without a settled speech shows shallowness and weakness. Suppose you gave a speech and then that speech was not good. Somebody asks this question. Then the answer is good. That's the second speech or the answer. But the settled speech, the speech that he delivered first, that is, in that case it will be considered as shallow, and it is a weakness from the part of the. Shallow means not deep. See, I am speaking, and I continue to speak for something. I sit down, and then somebody, and my speech was not very good. I myself know. Then somebody gets up and says, sir, what do you think about it? Then I give a brilliant answer. This is no use. Because the settled speech is shallow. The settled speech did not come up to the expected point, or up to the mark. Yes. So therefore it is shallowness. A person continues to speak without any interruption or interlocution, then that means this is dull. Nobody wants it. A person speaks, speech was not good, but answer is good. The questions that follow, he has answered brilliantly. But that means, as well as the speech, it is shallow. And it is, as he said, it's a weakness on the part of the speaker. As we see in beasts, that those that are weakest in the course are at nimblest in turn. See, beasts means animals. They are weak in course, means running, taking leaps. Tiger, you have seen, tiger taking leaps like this. Or greyhounds, that is dogs, specially meant for hunting greyhounds. They take big leaps like this. So from one point to another, probably they will cover 6 feet, 10 feet like that. They take big leaps. But then you will see the hare, the rabbit, are at nimblest in the tail, as it is between the greyhound and the hare. Understand? So this is what happens is, as we see in beasts, say comparison is between greyhound and hare. The greyhound, the dog, Hunter's dog, he can cover, in one leap he can cover 6 feet. But then what happens? The hare, nimble, is quick moving, small. It can cover only say maybe 6 inches in one attempt. So that is how. Therefore, he said that he is comparing like this. The first speech was like that of a greyhound. It took big leap. Nobody understood anything. There was no details. It was shallow. But the second speech, the answering is very in detail, nimble, it's quick footed. Yes. A hare or a rabbit takes, say, it can cover maybe just a feet or so, 2 feet, or maximum 1 foot or 1.5 feet, or like that. Small distance. But what of greyhound, it takes large. So the first speech may be without details, but the answer could be with details. That's what this is. To use too many circumstances. Ere means before. Before one come to the matter is wearisome. To use none at all is blunt. Sometimes I told you in the introduction time, some people, they are assigned to welcome the audience. About 1 hour they will speak. 45 minutes they will be speaking about something else. The beginning of this institution, the contributions made by the past masters of this institution. And then after 45 minutes he will say, now let me enter into my duty. Oh, so there what happens is, 3/4 is circumstances, only 1/4 is that's what it is. To use too many circumstances before one come to the master means the main speech, is wearisome, tired. But suppose you don't use anything, you get on the stage and say, I welcome you all, then you go. That is too blunt, it is. That also is bad. So golden mean in between. You can use that blunt means to use none at all is blunt. That means it is simply making a remark. So I welcome all of you to this meeting. Understand? The other person, both are extremes, and both are to be discouraged. So you should have keep the golden mean. Alright. So today we saw the last point is this. Discretion is more important than speaking good words or good order. Then a speech that continues without any interlocution is dull. A speech where you take the big leap first and then answer give brilliant answers is also shows shallowness. It is like the leaping of a greyhound. And the first speech is like the leaping of a greyhound, and the second answering is like the movements of a hare, nimble-footed hare. So, second answering there is detail. First, there is no detail. Then says to use too many circumstances or too many stories also. One after another you are telling stories. That is, you get tired. You are not coming to the point. If you are not using any stories or any incidents, then that is too naked, it is too blunt, there is nothing in it. I think with this we come to the end of this. My dear friends, remember, this is really very good. Future teachers, you are going to become future teachers. Future teachers, for you, this is, you must learn, you must read this and learn all the points. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and then learn them by heart plus put them into practice. So these are extremely excellent for classroom communication also. Alright, so tomorrow we'll have another lesson. But before that, break the chain and crush Corona. That should be our motto these days. Very important. Take special care of your health. Go through all the lessons I have been taking so far. This is 9 essays I have done for you. And also if you have got your younger brothers and sisters doing NCERT syllabus, you can tell them that I am taking classes for them also. That is, I have taken 2 classes already for class 11 and 2 topics, 2 poems. First one is A Photograph by Shirley Toulson and second by Ted Hughes, The Laburnum Top. You can share this with your friends, younger friends, or if you have got brothers and sisters doing this course, cousins and so on. I think this will be useful to them also. So let them also, and my grammar classes, they are all, each and every lesson is accompanied by exercises. So this is time. You can spend your time in a fruitful way. You also you can revise, and school students can definitely gain much from my grammar classes. English tutorials. See, there are 2. That English grammar comes to you. One as a series of lectures I have done, and that is called, that is by name English Grammar School. Then you have got another, and this one, this is English Grammar Tutorials. In English Grammar School, it's only theories are explained. But here I have explained theories. Each one is, each lesson, each point, so to say, is immediately followed by a supporting exercise. So this is time for you. You have plenty of time at home, so you can go through this, do it, and enrich yourself. That is it. Okay? So see you. Bye bye. Take great care of your health, and also tell others also, break the chain and crush Corona. So this is all what we can do now, a fight against a huge pandemic. that is already threatening mankind, the human race. So bye, have a nice day. Let us do a little bit what we can do. So instead of cursing darkness, you should light a candle. So that's what we are doing now here, through spreading this slogan. Hope you are enjoying my classes. So please share and also subscribe. Bye. Have a nice day.